I'm Judy Braswell with Bradford Health Services. I'm a licensed professional counselor and a certified employee assistance professional, and I thank you for joining me for this information on holiday COVID and alcohol. I hope this will be beneficial to you not only through the holidays but year round. During the holiday period from Thanksgiving through New Year's, when we are celebrating the holidays, perhaps taking vacation, spending time with family and friends, we may find that we consume more alcohol. There is also a tendency to binge drink during this period. And there's also stress associated with the holidays. And if alcohol is our coping mechanism for dealing with stress, we may be reaching for alcohol when we're having to juggle the logistics of those parties that we really want to attend, or we're feeling those financial concerns related to the holidays. Particularly after this period of isolation, and for many of us having to skip those holiday celebrations last year, there may be even a greater tendency to let go, which may be us giving ourselves permission to binge drink. And binge drinking is defined as 5 or more standard alcoholic drinks for men, or 4 or more standard alcoholic drinks for women in one sitting or within 2 to 3 hours. And a note of caution: drinking a lot on a single occasion slows your body's ability to ward off infection, even up to 24 hours after. So you want to especially be aware of that this holiday season as you're socializing and choosing how many drinks that you'll have on any occasion. Also, take into consideration what your drinking has been like during these last several months to year and a half, as we've experienced COVID and lockdown and some changes just in how we're living our life. If you have been drinking lower amounts of alcohol during this period of time, it could mean that your liver is less effective at clearing alcohol, and you'll feel intoxicated from an even lower amount of alcohol than previously. So drinking as much as you used to during a party, after this period of not drinking, or drinking much, much less, could lead to greater intoxication, even blackouts and accidents. If you've increased your alcohol consumption during this period, you could and perhaps have developed increased tolerance, which means that it takes more alcohol for your body to feel that same impact, but your blood alcohol concentration is increasing even if it's taking more alcohol to get you to that same feeling that a lower amount used to. And so you'll need to be very aware of that how you are feeling may not correlate with your blood alcohol concentration, and you're at risk for accident, injury, or even a DUI. So, over my years of practice, I have found that people not understanding how alcohol metabolizes in the body has resulted in issues at work, accidents, DUIs, complications related to alcohol that are not just confined to individuals who struggle with alcohol abuse or dependence, but just casual users of alcohol. So, one of the first things that it's important to understand is what a serving of alcohol is. When we are purchasing alcohol in bars and restaurants, we're not always getting a serving size. Serving size, for purposes of counting drinks and in relation to blood alcohol concentration, is a 12-ounce serving of beer, a 5-ounce serving of wine, and 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. The average beer has about a 5% alcohol content. Wine typically has about 12%, with distilled spirits having about 40%. Serving sizes for alcohol, the number of drinks consumed, we're speaking in terms of that 12-ounce beer, 5-ounce wine, ounce and a half of distilled spirits, not the 20-ounce can of beer, not the wine pour in a restaurant where they will ask you if you want 6 or 9 ounces. So keep that in mind. It's like the serving sizes on packages when we're counting calories. You get a little pack of something, and when you read, it may be 2 cookies out of that little package is what they are counting. So same with alcohol. We need to be thinking of the number of drinks consumed in terms of these measures. Regardless of how much alcohol we drink, our body can only eliminate a certain amount per hour. For men, this rate is usually about a standard drink per hour. There are a lot of variables. What is not a variable is drinking strong black coffee, drinking lots of water, taking a cold shower. A lot of people mistakenly believe that that's a way that they can sober up faster. Time is required for alcohol to process through our body, and other factors that can impact that include our liver size, our body mass, our age, our gender, medications that we're taking, illnesses, and food plays a part in how alcohol is absorbed into our system. Food in the stomach can inhibit the absorption of alcohol by physically obstructing the contact of the alcohol with the stomach lining. So it can either absorb the alcohol or take up the space so that the alcohol doesn't contact the wall of the stomach to enter the bloodstream. Food can also prevent alcohol from passing into the upper portion of the small intestine. The surface area of our small intestine is actually about the size of a tennis court. So there's lots of opportunity for alcohol to access our bloodstream once it leaves the stomach and enters into the upper portion of our small intestine. But if it is kept in the stomach longer, it will be absorbed slower. So again, the amount of time that that alcohol remains in your system is going to be lengthened by the amount of time that it is kept into the stomach and not allowed into the bloodstream. I mentioned gender being a factor in blood alcohol concentration levels. It's actually body mass. And the difference in gender is that females typically have a higher fat content than men who have a higher percentage of water as their body mass. Men typically have about 68% water mass, where females typically have about 55%. So in drinking the same amount of alcohol, a female is going to have a higher BAC because of that higher percentage of body fat. So that means there are exceptions when you compare a very lean, athletic, muscular female to an overweight, obese male, and the BAC level is going to be indicated by that body mass makeup rather than gender. This is a calculator that I think is pretty interesting. Remember, there are a lot of variables to what your actual BAC level will be, but this can give you a good idea, and it's found online at calculator.net. And you can go to calculator.net and look up the BAC calculator. It gives you an opportunity to indicate male or female, body weight, time since first drink, the type of alcohol, and our serving size and alcohol limit. And remember, if you're choosing a beverage that has a higher alcohol content, make sure that you change that in this column. Put in the number of drinks that you've had, and it will give you an estimate of your elimination rate, the blood alcohol content as a result of consuming these beverages, and the estimated period of time that it's going to take your body to eliminate that alcohol. And again, this is important because I have had individuals who have gone out and drank at night and binge drinking, consumed a lot of alcohol, went home, went to bed, showered, had that coffee, and then went to work the next morning and still tested positive for alcohol. And I don't think they considered that they were going into work under the influence. Their mindset probably was very much on, I spent an evening drinking, but I went home, I slept, I ate, I showered, and I came to work and perhaps came to work feeling fine, maybe a little hungover, but certainly not thinking that they would test positive. Some safety tips around alcohol. First, if you plan to drink, don't drive and don't ride with anyone that is drinking. Have a designated driver who drinks no alcohol, or arrange for other transportation like Uber, Lyft, taxis. Be aware of your alcohol consumption. Pay attention to the number of drinks that you're consuming, and remember to count those drinks by serving size, and don't mix alcohol and other drugs. Even some over the counter medications can react differently when combined with alcohol. Tylenol is one that we know can be damaging to the liver when taken in combination with alcohol. So if you're taking any medication, including over the counter drugs, don't mix with alcohol. If you're hosting, make sure that non alcoholic options are easily available. Don't make people have to search out to get a drink that doesn't contain alcohol. And if someone isn't drinking, never ask why or encourage them to do so. There are a lot of reasons why someone would make a decision not to drink, and we wouldn't want to try to weaken that resolve. And I'll conclude with this brief alcohol use screening tool. Again, my name is Judy Braswell with Bradford Health Services. Feel free to use the contact information provided to submit any questions or comments.